Hello everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. In the previous episode, we continued to work on our Ars Nouveau setup. We created an enchanting apparatus and made ourselves some new armor, new tools, and of course some new glyphs. And here's that setup now. We also made an imbuement chamber, and with the two of these pieces combined, we're basically able to make any essence or pretty much any item that we need for Ars Nouveau. Now, I also made this barrel over here just for convenience. This contains quite a few items that we need in order to actually craft the essences themselves. I was crafting a few in between episodes, and it was getting a little bit frustrating having to go back to my refined storage system and back, so I just decided to move them over here for now. Now, speaking of in between episodes, I went ahead and upgraded my Mage's Spellbook and gave it the Protection of the Four Elements enchantment, I guess you could call it. This protects it from every type of damage except for damage to the void, so it can basically no longer be destroyed, except if I accidentally toss it into the void. I also upgraded my Psionic Jump spell. I wouldn't really say upgraded, but I definitely changed it a bit. I decided to give it Featherfall instead of Bounce. Bounce is nice for exploring a lot, but I feel like I'm going to use the Featherfall a lot more. Also, we can go pretty far just by spamming this, and we can actually stay in the air for like way longer this way. It's pretty much a mini version of an Elytra. I also did a little bit of exploration in between episodes and found these Shiva, so I brought them back home, gave them some collars, made sure to tame them, and yeah. If you have any suggestions for names for them, let me know. While out exploring as well, I also found palm trees finally, so I've just sort of spread them out along the beach area. I'm still kind of debating on what I want to do with the beach itself. I think I want to keep it at least from like probably here. I'll probably convert the top layer into grass and moss, and then just keep the bottom layer here as sand. Basically just been moving all of these seashells down here on the beach anyway. Eventually I want an area for the turtles as well. And one last thing that I did in between episodes before we get started with the episode itself, I actually made a tree here. Now it is sort of custom. I did plant the trees and then just replace the logs with full bark version and added some fences here and there. This is where I have my waystone now, so kind of, I guess, lore wise, we use the trees to teleport, I guess. So the plan for today is I want to build a mob farm. The only mob farm we've had so far is the skeleton spawner, and it served me well for a little bit, but honestly I need something a lot more powerful, a lot more useful, one that gives a lot more drops. And so yeah, I'm going to be using mob grinding utilities in order to make my mob farm. If you haven't used this mod before, it's extremely useful in order to make a mob farm that's really efficient. So looking at my inventory, it does look like we already have a rotten egg, probably from a quest reward. But yeah, this is sort of the main way that we actually create the spawner itself. Basically, it converts dirt or probably grass, mycelium, and farmland. Oh yeah, it literally says that on the tag. It converts it into basically an ultra spawnable space where tons of monsters can spawn. Now, these are pretty easy to make in general. It does take a few steps. I think you have to inject a chicken with some sort of serum. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, that is the result of that. Fortunately, we do not have to do that because we already have this item from a quest reward. So I really need to find a place for this. I do want it on the island, perhaps. I know in the past I've talked about making floating islands above. I'm not too sure about that idea at this point, but I do think making it out almost by itself so that we don't hear the mobs dying. I'm thinking over here, just sort of hiding it away. We'll still make a nice looking build for it, but yeah, I definitely want it a little more out of the way. But I'm gonna worry about aesthetics later on, as we need to actually build the farm itself first. So I'm gonna start making the things that we need and then we'll come back. All right, so here is our mob fan. Basically, this will allow us to push mobs wherever we need them to go. Basically, this replaces our water buckets that we normally use in mob farms. I think I'm gonna go with 2. It kind of depends on how I want the output to be. We'll just make 2 for now, though. There's basically 2 ways of using mob grinding utilities to kill the mobs. The iron spikes, which is basically the tier 1, and then the mob masher itself. The only difference is that the mob masher counts as a player kill, whereas the iron spikes does not. So yeah, we definitely would like to use the mob masher. All right, and I think that that's everything for the mob masher. Here we go. Now we'll need a way to actually collect the items themselves. So we're gonna use the absorption hopper. The recipe for this is pretty basic. I am gonna need blaze rods for this, but I wanna use my crushing wheels just so that we're getting as many blaze powder as we can. Yeah, we suck in 4 and got 14 out. That's way better. And that's everything we need for the absorption hopper. We'll also need some tanks for this. And it looks like I'm gonna need some more glass. And yeah, I'm definitely using the jumbo tank for this, so let's craft that up. We'll also need some fan width upgrades. This basically makes it so we use less fans overall. Ooh, we might need some more feathers. By the way, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out and lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content so far. Today's question of the day is, how long have you been playing Minecraft? For me, I've been playing since pretty much the alpha. I honestly don't remember how long it's been, but it has been a long time. And I think we now have everything that we need in order to build this. So I'm just gonna put it out here. It's not gonna look good at first, but I promise I will make a nice looking build around it. We're just gonna use cobblestone, cobbled deep slate for now. And what we convert is a 5x5 area, so we need a 7x7 area. A little something like this. Now I want a fan to push them this way. Okay, that's the correct way, and then we'll have one that pushes in this direction. So the fan will push any mob that spawns over in this area into where it is here, and then this one will push it here, and this is where we're going to have our mob masher. And we should be able to set up our absorption hopper on the other side, something like that. Put the tank probably up here. I believe this is going to pick up experience. So if we change this one to fluid, it should output any sort of XP into the top. And I'm going to use a barrel for the items. So this is going to be on the north side. So north, we want items to go. And I do just want to close this off. I'm not sure if the jumbo tanks allow light through. We'll have to figure that out. So inside of this mob fan, we're gonna want our, so if we show area, you can see it's just a line right now. If we throw some of these width modifiers in, oh, okay, it's actually it's perfect like that. So let's check this fan. Yep, that should do. So any mob that spawns in here should run into the mob masher. Nice. Now we do need to actually power the fans and the mob masher itself with a redstone signal. Eventually it would be nice to have that automated so that like maybe if the barrel is full, then it turns on or it turns off or something like that. For now, we're just gonna go with levers. We'll make 3 of those. We can just put those on there, and that should start working. Yep, you can see it spinning. Put one there, and we need one on the grinder. So let's figure out where this thing is. There it is. I think we should be able to power it from here, yeah. Alright, that should be good for now. We'll just build out of there. Yeah, I think we're ready to give this a test. Yep. I'm getting tested. Oh gosh. How do I get out of here? I don't think I can. There we go. Alright, let's turn these off while we're still working inside here. We can also hide these areas now. So the only thing left now is to put down our rotten egg. And I'm pretty sure as soon as we do, we're going to get a ton of mobs spawning. So let's do it. I don't hear anything yet. Okay, so one problem that might happen is I have mega torches around here. So let's see if breaking this will help. Oh, I do see a witch spawning there. Let's check our light levels. I can't see inside of there. No, it's spawnable. Alright, yeah, we're definitely getting mobs spawning, but it is kind of slow. It's only spawning one at a time, oddly enough. I'm not sure if that's a bug or... Not too sure. Oh, there we go. It's starting to pick up a little bit. And yeah, this thing is already starting to fill up, so I'm probably gonna go and make some upgrades for it. I would also probably like to mute all the mob sounds over here. Alright, here we go. That should help at least a little bit with the storage. Alright, so I definitely want this thing running at all times, so what I'm gonna do is chunk load it. So if we go to claim chunks, I think it might be in one chunk actually. That's pretty nice. If you just click it and then shift left click it, that will force load it. We did the same thing over here with the farms. So yeah, that should be running at all times now. One thing that we're gonna have to watch out for is non-stackable items. I'm not too sure how I want to handle those. Eventually, when we have all the mob drops sort of figured out, what we could do is have a drawer system over here and put all of the stackable items in drawers and then just have all of the non-stackables voided. All right, and one upgrade we can do for this immediately is swapping out these redstone levers for these redstone links from the create mod. If you've never used these before, they're really nice. All you do is place it down, and depending on the appearance of this antenna, it's either a sender or a receiver. So I believe we can right click this with a wrench and that'll change it. Now I can never remember which version is which. I kind of wish it told us. I think if we use our goggles, we can tell. Okay, and this is a bit of a problem. Apparently large slimes can spawn outside of it. Okay. I might have to make the area itself a little bit larger. That way larger mobs can basically have a little more room to spawn. Alright, so I'm gonna put that... I think I'll just put this on the bottom here. And we'll set that to double skull. We'll have double skull for the mob farm. And if I did this right, all of these should now be on the same signal. So I should just be able to put this one here, put double skull, and we'll have a better place for this, but I just want to give this a bit of an example. If we flick that lever, you can see, okay, that one turned on, that one didn't. It looks like that did. I must have, I think I got distracted by the slimes. Yep, there we go. Yeah, if it has this sort of dish, that means it's a receiver. If it just has the antenna, it's a sender. Yeah, that's working nice now. And I would also like to set one up here on the top. And this one will just be for our lights, so if we ever want the farm to be turned off, we can hit this one. So where do I want this? I think I'll just put it over on this side. And we'll put double redstone lamp in there, lever on top. So if we turn that on, it should prevent the spawns. It has been a while since I've used this mod, so I don't quite remember if the lamp just by itself will be enough. It looks like it is though so far. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well. And if we flick it off, yep, immediately spawns. So yep, that will definitely do. So this is an extremely easy way of getting a ton of mob drops. This can be done pretty early on as well. I definitely could have done this a lot sooner, but I think right now is a decent time to actually get some mob drops. But now it's time for the hard part of any build. and that's making it look good. And here it is. This is the pretty much completed build now. I went with a very similar design as I went with the crate factory over there. Just sort of scaling it down a little bit and yeah, making it a little more, almost like more of a small house on the beach rather than a whole factory. So yeah, it's scaled down a bit. It looks really good though, I think. Looking inside, it's pretty basic, but I think it's okay. I did actually end up expanding this by 1 block. It seems to be working a lot better now, so that's definitely good. I did have to add 1 more upgrade to the fan. But yeah, it should be working good now. What I also did was just add these levers over here. That way I can control each individual piece of the farm, and it looks pretty nice. And then we have our barrel over here that's filling up with goods, and yeah, the system is working pretty good. I also added a few upgrades to the mob grinder. I think I added 4 levels of sharpness to it, so it should be killing things almost in 1 shot now, at least most things, until they start getting like armor and stuff. But yeah, overall it's working flawlessly. Oh yeah, I also added a height upgrade to that fan over there, just because we keep getting those blitzes, I think they're called, and they fly like 1 block above and then they just sit inside of here. So having that additional upgrade just makes it so that they do work their way over here. Now, in terms of items that we're getting from this, we are actually getting a decent amount of items that regular mobs drop, like ender pearls, rotten flesh. We're getting tons of bones. We aren't getting a lot of non-stackables, which is actually really nice. We are still getting a few in the system, so yeah, we will have to figure that out. But yeah, it's honestly not too bad as of this moment. All right, and I've watched the farm for a little bit, and I noticed that some mobs were actually getting stuck. So I just quickly made some mob fan distance upgrades, and that should force them into the end here, because they were getting stuck like right on that corner right there. I think they were like halfway between the blocks. Yeah, it looks like it's going good now. I put 1 in there, and that should force them into the corner. So I've let the farm run for a little while now, and I've definitely noticed that non-stackables are starting to fill up the inventory. So my solution to that is going to be to build an armory cabinet, and I'm also going to make a pushing upgrade, and we'll see what this is for shortly. Oops, pusher. Here we go. And I'm also going to take one of my void upgrades. So I just want the armory there. And inside of our diamond barrel, I'm going to put the pusher upgrade. Now, I believe I need to configure this first. Maybe we can figure it inside. And I was using an item from the wrong mod. I actually wanted a hopper upgrade. Yeah, I needed the sophisticated storage one, not the functional storage one. It does get a little bit confusing with names that are so similar. So I want the hopper upgrade in here, and it should start putting any sort of item that will go inside of a cabinet into it. Now I am curious if this will even work. Yeah, the void upgrade unfortunately doesn't work on this. And the solution to this problem was actually pretty easy. Basically, I just have the armory cabinet here. I put the advanced hopping upgrade. The armory cabinet will only accept non-stackable items, so anything that's non-stackable gets sent down there. And then from here, we just have an item pipe that's set to extract, and it's going directly into a trash can. So that is basically a pretty easy way to void all of our non-stackables. And down the line, if we want to void something, say we don't want to have seagrass, for example, we would have to figure out a different solution for that. But by the time that that becomes a problem, we'll probably have this all set up in our refined storage system, importing directly there, and then we can just sort it out from there.
Happy birthday, Taco!
Alright, well, this didn't work out exactly like I planned. This was meant as a passive animal farm. However, I guess the passive mobs are different on the beach versus like something like the plains or savanna. So I'll probably end up having to move where this is located, unfortunately. But the concept is there. It's basically the same as the actual mob farm, but instead of spawning hostile mobs, we are spawning passive ones and getting their loot. The reason I want this is mostly for feathers. I would also like cows to be able to spawn so that I can get leather, and basically just not have to make farms for those. But it looks like I'm definitely gonna have to rethink this. Alright, just one last adjustment to the system. I decided to move it out here into the sort of the plains area. This is pretty close by to where the villages are. If I can find it. Yeah, they're just over here and we're on this side. It's a plains biome, and yeah, so it should spawn everything that we really need for this. I see it's been doing chicken. We are getting leather from this system, which is really nice. And yeah, feathers was a big thing for me because a lot of the mob grinding utils items actually require feathers for whatever reason, especially the fan upgrades. So having access to that is extremely nice now. And it seems like I accidentally managed to make it all in a single chunk, which is pretty nice. We were right on the edge there, but yeah, it should be easy to chunk load. And in fact, I had 2 on it, but we really only need 1. And I'll probably end up upgrading the barrel and maybe the grinder itself in between episodes. But yeah, that is where we're gonna end things for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.